Ever since we got the big reveal of Piranha Plant coming to Smash Bros. Ultimate, I couldn't help but wonder what other weird character could come to the game, whether it's a Wii Fit style character or another just minion from Bowser's Army, and that's exactly where I went, to Bowser's Army. And what other minion could we throw in there with Piranha Plant? Well, it's the one and only first enemy ever to appear in Mario, the Goomba. So of course it's my job to figure out exactly what Goomba could do in Smash Brothers, and he may on the surface seem like a harmless little two-footed, no arm having mushroom thingy, but listen, he can do a lot more than you think if we look into the deep lore of the Goomba. Now without further ado, I'm going to give you a full moveset for what Goomba can do in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now we talk about the overall movement of Goomba, and it's going to change because there's a special move in his gimmick that I'll get to in a second, but overall he's smaller than the rest of the cast obviously, and he'll be very quick. He's not extremely fast in all the Mario games, and in fact Mario can pretty much outrun him almost every single time, but it's not until we look at Mario Baseball when we find that Goomba is actually incredibly fast, just like Monty Mole in the game. With Goomba being super fast and small, which obviously means he's going to be light and probably very easy to KO, but once again, it comes with a price to pay when you're that fast. Now, tilts are always pretty basic when it comes to characters, and that's the same kind of thing that's going to happen here with Goomba. For his up tilt, he's just going to jump up real quick and pop whoever's above him with his head. Simple as that. His side tilts will be a head bash, just slightly enough just to pop enemies back away to get his spacing down. Then you have his down tilt. You could use a Tanuki tail to barely do a swipe and knock enemies up into the air to follow up with combos. The dash attack will be inspired off of the Goombas from Paper Mario, where they charge Mario, jump in the air, and hit him with the head bonk. Now getting into smash attacks. His up smash has two different potentials. So one, he could wear his spike helmet from Paper Mario and just hit people above him really hard, or he can use a Goomba stack tower that stretches up really high vertically with many different Goombas for really high coverage. For his down smash, he can once again use the Tanuki tail to swipe both sides of him. And for the side smash, this is kind of weird and bizarre, but he could potentially use a baseball bat like Ness because in Mario Baseball, he kind of holds a bat somehow, even though he doesn't have hands. For Goomba's specials, I kind of looked back at all the different type of Goombas and what they could do, and pretty much the history of the Goomba. So for side B, I thought of a giant boot skate from Super Mario 3D World, and it would work kind of like Wario's bike and Bowser Jr.'s clown car, where he can, skate across the stage really fast and hop out of the boot whenever he wants and use it as a giant item that he could toss, just like Wario's bike. For down B, I'm once again stuck between two options, and one of those is a body slam with the giant boot from Super Mario Bros. 3. What's also really cool about this is you'll get a random element where you could get a stiletto from Super Mario Maker, which would hurt your enemy like a critical hit, just like Hero's moves. But another down B that they could actually implement would be to shoot out micro Goombas onto the stage. You could do this by only a set number, maybe 3 or 4 micro Goombas, and they will go around the stage attacking different players. And when they get on players, they'll make them move and jump really slow and give you the opportunity to attack them. Now, realistically, his down B would probably just remain as the boot, and his neutral B would be where he shoots out the micro Goombas, but I came up with one small kind of idea for Goomba. Now, this is probably not likely, but what if Goomba could change forms depending on how many times you press neutral B? This is kind of what I mean. This will change his attributes and stats from his power, his speed, his knockback, his defense, depending on what Goomba you pick. So maybe one Goomba is a block Goomba you can turn into from Super Mario Bros. 3, and it makes him extremely hard to knock back. And he has tons of power, but he's extremely slow because of this. He's very sluggish and balkish. Then you could have the Tanuki / Paragoomba, where he has lots of flight power, kind of like Jigglypuff, stays in the air a long time, incredibly light, and just floats everywhere. You could also have the Cat Goomba, which could be super fast, but just not that much power. It's really up to them if they would ever do something like this. I know they like to throw in some special things for players like they did with Hero. This was just an option, but realistically, it'll probably just remain the Micro Goomba shootout for his neutral B. Up B was also pretty obvious. It's either the Paragoomba wings to fly up, or a Goomba tower which could reach and work like a bridge, like in Paper Mario, so that way Goomba can stretch and reach his way back to the stage. Now when we look at aerials, there's nothing crazy going on here. They're pretty basic. You could have, for his fair, a Cat Goomba swipe. Maybe his little paws come out and just swipe right in front of him. For his back air, he can just use his Tanuki tail once again to swipe behind him. Up air, he can use his spike helmet to barely pop people up above him. Neutral air, he'll spin around in the air kind of like Kirby does. And for his down air, he'll once again use the boot to drop to the ground really quick, or he could use the block from Super Mario Bros. 3 and smash people below him. Moving on to grabs, again, nothing too crazy, and I don't know exactly how he'll grab anybody. I mean, he holds a baseball bat in Mario Baseball without hands, so it may be just imaginary grab. I'm not really sure. Or maybe he uses his Paragoomba wings, or he could use maybe his Cat Goomba paws to bring the enemy in. Whatever he uses, I don't care. But his pummel will be with his head. He'll just start, hitting you with his head. Side throw is once again just him using his head bonk, pushing enemies away from him. Up throw is a head bonk up into the sky, or maybe putting on his spike helmet for a hit up into the sky, which then could combo into many more attacks in the air. And then maybe for his down throw, he throws the enemy on the ground and stomps on top of them the way Mario does all the Goombas. This will be very similar to that of Meta Knight's down throw. Now for his final smash, it'll be very similar to Piranha Plant as he turns into Petey, while Goomba turns into the giant King Goomba, and then he rushes towards the enemy, knocks him over, and just jumps on him or something with the King Goomba, and then a whole army swarm of regular Goombas come in and start jumping on them in like a big dog pile. That would be really cool, kind of the way the Yoshi Stampede works for his final smash. Well, for the colorways, I decided to base them off of Goombas that we've already seen, just different types. So we'd have a green Goomba that looks like the one from Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door. You have a gray skeleton type of Goomba from New Super Mario Bros. U. An all-black / metallic-looking Goomba that looks like the Choomba from Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. Then you can have one with blue and yellow spots that looks like the Octoomba from Mario Galaxy, and then you have a gold Goomba from New Super Mario Bros. 2. Now, for the last two, I was thinking about exactly how I could reference them to actual Goomba characters, so for the last two I pulled from Paper Mario games. One will be Goombario with his little blue hat, and the second would be Goombella with her little mining facility hat with a little light in the front. With the taunts, it is a Goomba, so there's nothing too special, but he will jump up and down in a happy face. He does this a couple times, like in Mario Kart and sports titles. He can squish himself down like Mario has stepped on him and walk around a little bit as a squished little pancake, like Jigglypuff does on her taunt as she deflates. And then he could walk back and forth from left to right really quickly like he's in the old 2D Mario games. And for his victory animations, he can hop around and dance and kind of lean on one foot like he does in sports titles and Mario Party. Another one could be Goomba runs into the room and jumps on top of Mario's head and knocks him out and he flies off the stage. It's similar to how Mario does that in Piranha Plants, where Piranha Plant bites him and sends Mario flying. And then he can slide in on one of those skate boots again and kind of have like a cool little drift into the stage, and then he jumps up and down out of the boot or something. Picking music for Goomba was kind of hard because there's really no songs that are Goomba based, so lots of the songs come from Mario & Luigi. I picked 3. The first one is from Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions, where Goomba is actually one of the leaders of the clan and kind of like the leader of the army. So I chose the battle theme and the boss theme from that game, and on top of that I went to Mario & Luigi Dream Team and chose the boss battle theme from that game as well, because you actually do battle a Goomba in that game. But I really love that song, so I felt, why not have another type of Mario & Luigi song in the game? And I think Goomba could bring in more from that genre. And with that, we have finally completed our Goomba moveset within Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. We have gave him a complete moveset, and now he's ready to step on the competition. Well guys, now it's time for you to chime in. What did you think of Goomba in Smash Ultimate? Do you think he could actually happen? Could we potentially be getting another Bowser enemy from his army? And I'm pretty sure it'd be Goomba if there was another one coming. What do you guys think of Goomba? Do you think his moveset is pretty much to the T of who he is as a character, or do you think I missed a lot of things that he could do? Let me know in the comments down below, and also let me know if you enjoyed this video, and would you love seeing stuff like this in the future? I had a lot of fun making this video, and can see me going over a lot of other Bowser enemies, or just purely other characters you guys want to see in the game. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe if you guys are new. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya guys.